Hi everybody, I'm back to give an update on my breast augmentation at CG Cosmetics. Just had to make sure I could see myself, and I am 2 weeks and today is the third day. 2 weeks and 3 days post-op from my surgery. I put on the same bra so you guys could see my boobies. In this bra, I just took out my stitches this morning after I got out the shower. So I think that really motivated me to go ahead and do an update because I was so nervous to take out my own stitches. I never did that before. Right here. It was so easy and so painless. Like, I was afraid it was gonna hurt. I was afraid I was gonna bleed. I was just nervous. I'm not a medical professional. And I was nervous, but everything has went so good so far. So for my boobies, I got 415 cc's in each breast. Me and Dr. Freiman did not discuss the cc's beforehand. So I'll tell you guys my my experience with CG Cosmetics. So I read a lot of reviews, like I said, watched a lot of reviews, read a lot of reviews on justbreastimplants.com, realself.com, and of course YouTube, Facebook, Google, everything. So what I had in my mind, my expectations were that it was going to be like really crowded. I was going to have a long wait, and the staff wasn't going to be able to speak English that well, and it was going to be like, if I had anything I needed to communicate, it was going to be like poor communication. So I was prepared for all of that. I just knew that I was getting my breast augmentation for a price that was right, and the doctor was board certified, and his work, the pictures that I saw were good. And the people that complain about CG Cosmetics or Coral Gables or whatever, they don't complain about the work. They just complain about the actual service. So I was prepared for that. And also, I know on a lot of reviews, a couple of reviews, people was like, it's right next to an animal clinic and this, that, and the third. So I kept putting in the wrong address, the old address. So I did go to the old location twice, and it is kind of shady looking, and also it is a vet clinic or a pet groom. It's some kind of animal clinic right next to it. So thankfully they moved. Their new location is right across the street from Coral Gables Hospital and Coral Gables Surgery Center. So if there's a peace of mind right there for you. If anything goes wrong, you're right across the street from the hospital. I posted a picture of the waiting room on my Instagram, the Lame Mom on IG, and it was like very clean, no smell, and it wasn't crowded. From my observation and my research, I think everybody that complained about it being like overcrowded and a long wait and all of that, I think it was around income tax time, to be honest. I started looking at the dates, and it was like around March, April, those type of months, whenever somebody would complain about the wait and this, that, and the third. So I went for my pre-op. I was super late because, like I said, I went to the wrong location. I almost a little bit disheveled, but I was super late. I called and kept calling and telling them what I had going on. I got my leg kicked up, and everything was fine. I got there. I was like, ooh, I'm finna have to wait all day. Because I was like, I told them that I would be there at 9:30 a.m. I don't think I got there until like 12:30. That seems so late. I want to say maybe 11:30, but I really think I didn't get there at like 12:30. And they was like, that's fine. I didn't see Dr. Frieman at my post-op appointment, so I wanted to make that point. I didn't see him at my pre-op or my post-op appointment, which, you know, kind of sucks, but I did see him the day of surgery. So I went to my post-op. They took pictures of me everybody does speak, like everybody seems like their first language was Spanish, but I didn't have any language barriers. Everybody was nice and overcompensating. Like everybody was so willing to help. My primary care doctor, I had some issues with her staff and my medical approval because I do have asthma. So I had some issues with that. She was saying my blood pressure was high. That was fine. I got my medical clearance down in Miami. I went the day of surgery. Like I went to my post-op. They told me that the letter that my doctor had sent wasn't going to work. So she was like, let me start. She took my pictures, took my weight, you know, asked me the regular questions. Then she was like, okay, you know, she gave me my surgery papers and told me, you know, fast before surgery, this, and the third. She was like, you all done. Of course, I filled out paperwork and everything. She was like, you all done? Did they tell you what time your surgery will be tomorrow? And I was like, because on all the reviews and stuff, they say that they tell you they're going to call you that evening to let you know what time the surgery is. So I was prepared for that too. I was like, no, and she was like, okay, hold on. Then she came back and told me that my medical clearance wasn't cleared by my doctor, and I was like, you know, what am I gonna do? Do you guys have a doctor you can suggest me to? She was like, yes. We'll text you the doctor's information and the address, and you need to go there right now. So they did that. I went to the doctor's office right after I left there, and guess what, y'all? The doctor, it was a Monday. The doctor doesn't come to the office on Mondays or Fridays, so I was really like discouraged. I was like, oh my God, it's not gonna happen, because this is like my second time trying to get a breast augmentation, and like stuff fall through like when I'm right on the verge of getting it done. So I was really nervous, but everything worked out fine. The doctor that they sent me to, she was the sweetest. She gave me a thorough checkup, and you know, I went over my asthmatic medical history with her about that. And a lot of people don't speak about reviews. There was one girl on here, she talked about it. She gave a really good list of like things that you need like in recovery. She gave a really good thorough review. I can't remember her name, but if you just like search breast augmentation, CG Cosmetics, Dr. Frieman on YouTube, it'll pop up. So everything went fine. I went the next morning at 9 a.m. They called me that same day and told me that my surgery is scheduled for 5 p.m. Make sure I go to the doctor to get my medical clearance at 9 o'clock that morning. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got my ass up, went to that doctor's office at 9 a.m. I waited there for about an hour. You know, she had regular patients and stuff, but I had my AirPods, y'all. I was prepared to wait everywhere because I was getting the service that I wanted, but everything went smoothly. She cleared me. They called me like around 2 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock, and was like a surgery somebody had canceled, and could I come 30 minutes early? So my surgery was scheduled for 5. They told me to be there at 4. So it was like, they moving it up to 4, be here at 3:30. At 3. We're moving up to 4, be here at 3. I was like, okay, cool. So we got there at 3 o'clock sharp, because they was like, well, we got there like 2:45, because they was like, they charge an extra $300 if you 15 minutes late, and I didn't want to play those games with those type of people. But this is where the waiting came in. I waited for a long time. They told us to go around to the surgery center and knock on the door, and it was me and this other girl. She was a stranger. Me, my boyfriend, and this other girl, and I'm assuming her friend, they were walking around to the door. We was walking around, and we had walked back because we was like, which door do we go in? And she did the same thing. So she said her surgery was scheduled for 5:30, and they called her and told her to come in an hour early. And we waited. I say about 30 minutes in that little hallway before somebody called us to the back. They had me go to a bathroom, pee in the cup, take the cup in the room with me. And in the room, y'all, everything was clean and white. I like everything white. I mean, it's like you can bleach it, and it's like, what can you really hide on white? Everything was white. The floor was white. The walls was white. Everything. When we went into the little room that they put me in, had like a little IKEA bed and a nightstand. It wasn't like a hospital bed or anything. And they told me to take off my clothes, put me on the gown. And that's why I waited for a long time. And I left my phone with my boyfriend. So I don't know how long I was in there waiting, y'all. I couldn't call him. And they didn't let him come back there with me. They just took his number and told him they would call, you know, when it's time to come and get me. And they said the surgery is about 45 minutes. And I'll be in recovery, you know, for about 30 to 45 minutes. So they told him 2 hours. I waited in that room, felt like forever. Finally, the anesthesiologist came in. His name was Jason. I remember that because that's my dad's name. That's my son's name. He was super tall and his scrubs was wrinkly. But, you know, he asked me all normal questions. They did a pregnancy test like 2 times. They was trying to like double check that I wasn't pregnant, which I wasn't. Thank God, like, y'all. So I wasn't nervous about that. Passed the pregnancy test. He did my IV. I was nervous that I was gonna have to get an IV in my hand. Like, I'm gonna put the IV wherever it's the most easiest and the most comfortable. And I was like, okay, cool. He was like, do you have a peripheral arm? I said no, but I am left-handed. And he was like, these veins are showing best. It did hurt, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I got small veins, and I guess they don't have different places. They let me know, like, you got little veins, you might want to go to this place because we don't have the whatever the small little needles is, or the butterfly needles or whatever. He had a big needle or a big tube or whatever, but that shit hurt. He was like, does it hurt? I was like, yeah, but he got it. You know, he didn't have to stab me a lot of times. It wasn't that bad. He got the IV in my arm. And then I was just like laying there with a strong ass IV in my arm, in my left arm. It was cold. I didn't want to like get under the cover that they had under the bed. I don't know. They had just like a sheet set on the bed, so I kind of like folded the sheet over me. Then another anesthesiologist came in. I think his name was Frank or Luke or something. I don't remember his name, but he was like short and heavier. You know, just the first anesthesiologist, he was super tall and skinny. Then the second one, he came in, he was like, okay, you already spoke with my partner. He asked me the same, you know, questions. He was like, you know, you need to stop smoking if you got asthma. Because I let everybody know I got asthma. I smoke. This had to be 100% open. Like, y'all need to know. I don't need no complications. This is what my serious illness is, and this is what I do. I know they don't mix well, but hey, that's what I do. This is what y'all need to know. So he would let me know that. Then finally, Dr. Frieman came in. I was like, oh. So I stood up. Of course, I had on something, like my gown was open like this. I didn't have anything on. He told me that I got a slight case of scoliosis, which I was like, I never heard that before. I could hold a pencil under this boob and not this one. So he said that as well. He was like, this breast sags a little more than this one, but that's okay. And he said what I already knew. He was like, your breasts naturally spread apart, so I'm not gonna be able to fix that. I was like, I know, because I've been researching this for a long time, y'all, so I already knew all of this. And he was like, what look are you going for? What cup are you going for? I was like, I want like a C cup. He was like, a C cup. And he was marking me up as he was doing this, and I was like, make them big for my smile frame. He was like, make them big for your smile frame. I forgot to tell him that I keloid, and I kind of started second guessing, like, damn. I told him, make them big for my smile frame. I don't want no Dolly Parton titties. Like, I hope he knew what I meant.